They put a garbage bag in a yellow mop bucket, pour ice in it, and then pour lemonade in it, and push the mop bucket to every cell.
That ugly money. That ugly money. Yeah. Say it's that ugly money.
This is the Ugly Money Podcast. This is about the process of success. Everything between your first dollar and your first million. That's ugly money.
What up? Welcome to yet another episode of the Ugly Money Podcast. I am your host, Ugly Money Nietzsche, and my special guest of the evening, Memphis's own businessman, father, doctor, philanthropist. I can't believe I can spell and say philanthropist. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Jerry is here.
Yo, what's up, baby?
What's up, my brother, man? I appreciate you making some time to see us, brother.
Man, for sure. Appreciate the honor is mine.
So the first question I think I got to ask is, what is Dr. Jerry a doctor of?
Psychology.
And so talk to me about how you got into that line of work.
Man, really, I come from a checkered background, troubled youth, in and out of different situations. And so the last situation, I was about 19, 20, and looking at 10 years in jail at 85%. Had never been arrested before in my life, and I can't do 10 days, much less 10 years. So by the grace of God, I got out of this situation, man. I went to school.
Yes, sir.
You know, got out the streets, went to school, and everybody else was kind of in there, you know, to have fun. For me, I was like, nah, I was just looking at being behind bars.
Yes, sir.
So I took them books something serious. And my GPA through the roof, you know, a lot of grants to go to school, no student loans, because, you know, I'm grinding for real.
Come on.
And took a psychology class, man. At that time, like you said, I'm from Memphis. So at that time, man, you talking about 93, 94-ish, it was like 15 black male elementary teachers in the state.
Oh, wow.
And they was like, man, if you be a elementary school teacher, you know, we'll give you a full ride through college.
Wow.
And so I didn't want to do that, but hey, I ain't had the money for college either. So hey, let's do that. Yeah, we're gonna work that out. And but I took a psychology class, man, and I took to this, man, like a fish to water. And my professor came to me, he was like, hey, you could really teach this class. Like, you got a gift for this. And I was straight up with him. I was like, man, I can't switch my major. I'm gonna be out of here because I ain't got the bread to be in here. And he was like, man, you gotta have faith. You know what I'm saying? God didn't give you that gift for nothing. And you know, I wasn't really a spiritual guy at that time. So I'm kind of like, But, you know, I kept going, kept grinding. Grades kept shooting through the roof. Dude stayed on me. Love him to this day.
Yes, sir.
And so I switched my major. I did step out on faith. And so, man, I ended up becoming an alcohol and substance abuse counselor.
Yes,
Ended up having contracts with a drug court. Ended up working for the Bureau of Prisons.
Come on.
With they halfway house type of stuff. And, you know, I was able to help clients that look like me. You know what I mean? Prior to me, everybody was white. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I mean? But I understood the culture. So I was able to bring a different spin to therapy, you know, where we could understand it. And I was making money, you know what I'm saying? I was making bank with it.
Ain't nothing wrong with the making the money.
Yeah, for sure. I was making bank with that, changing lives, you know what I'm saying? Then I got a son, older son, Storm, you know, you familiar with him.
Shouts out to Brad.
Man, come
Shouts
on,
out
money
to Storm,
crazy,
man.
baby, money crazy. Money
Yeah,
crazy,
money
Storm
crazy.
in the building. And so, you know, like his father, you know, he got a gift for gab, orator as well. So, but that type of money wasn't enough to supply and do what he needed to get done as well. You know what I mean? He had his little stints with the law and so on and so forth.
Oh, we're going to talk about it.
Oh, yeah, he Googleable. You know, so we had to do some other stuff, man, to bring in some other resources to do that.
Well, I think it's a gem. The fact that you were heading down the wrong way, right? Got yourself in some trouble.
For sure.
I think the big lesson to learn is, what is the process of turning that around into becoming, you know, Dr. Jerry? What is the process of when you're in that cell to make the transition and the change of becoming something more?
Man, I think that's different, Nietzsche, for different people. You know, I ain't gonna front. I'm not that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not that dude. You know, 10 days. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I didn't say I did 10 years. That's what I was looking at.
Yeah.
I did less than 24 hours.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
But that was enough.
That was enough, man.
I'm gonna switch it up.
Come on, man. I'm at 201 Poplar. I remember this shit like it was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm at 201 Poplar on the lower level. Ain't no windows, ain't no clocks in that joint.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know, I'm sitting there like, you know what I'm saying? Shit, 20 minutes ago, I'm that dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just 20 minutes
20
ago,
minutes ago,
I'm
it
that
was real.
dude. Now, this door done closed behind me. And man, the thing that stand out to me the most, Nietzsche, out of that whole experience, bro, I got money. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, you know, we gonna eat the bed. We gonna wear the bed. I'm smelling good. Man, that CO put a garbage bag. Bro, this was 92 or something, right?
Yeah.
But it stick with me like yesterday.
For sure.
They put a garbage bag in a yellow mop bucket, poured ice in it, and then poured lemonade in it, and pushed the mop bucket to every cell. And everybody dipping. That was it, man. That was enough for me, for real. Seriously.
Scared straight.
Come on, man. The mop bucket did it for your boy. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't see nobody get shanked. I ain't see none of that.
Yeah.
I saw a nigga drink out of my bucket behind another nigga in a mop bucket.
That was enough.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. As soon as y'all let me out of here, man, I'm never coming back in this motherfucker again, man.
Hey, man, and that's a beautiful thing.
That was it, man. So, but again, for me, the less than the 24 hours did it for me.
Yes, sir.
But I got my son, you know what I'm saying?
sir.
He been down there a few times.
Yes,
you know what I'm
sir.
saying? He got some real
story.
real paper time.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
He ain't do it for him the first time. He ain't do it for him the second time. You know what I'm saying? I got uncles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They a revolving door.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? So now, you know, thanks to God and some other things, you know, Storm on the right track
Yes,
now.
sir.
But
Yeah, for
again, Pop went for 12 hours. He done did 4-5 years and still ain't scared of, you know what I mean? So I think, man, that's just that idiosyncratic thing that has to be to each individual
Yes, sir.
person. For one person, man, it may be that look in their mama eye, looking through that glass. You know what I mean? For somebody else, it may be missing their child, take that first step. You know what I'm saying? For somebody else, it might be me, the mop bucket enough.
Mop bucket.
You know,
Get
and then
real.
somebody might listen to my story right now. You know what I'm saying? They ain't never go.
Yeah.
And they might hear me on your show and be like, hey, man, the dude say they drink it out of my buckets.
yeah, for sure.
So he might stop doing something and never have to see the mop bucket. You know what I mean?
I think for me, because I did a whole weekend. I did a whole
really think you
weekend
finna
one
say
time.
something, okay.
I did a whole weekend one time, and you know, I used to smoke Black and Milds like they were cigarettes, and you know, being in locked up for a weekend, you know, you ain't got no access to a cigarette or anything, any kind of tobacco, so you get to fidgeting, and I never forget the guys that went out to cut grass or something, and came back, and they had, you know, shorts of cigarette butts that they had picked up or whatever. They was like, hey man, you want to come and you want to smoke?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, how y'all get cigarettes? He was like, you don't want to know. Right? He like, you don't want to know, but you want to smoke a cigarette. And I was like, well, how you get it? I just buy my own. He's like, no, you can't buy these.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And then, you know, when the dudes explained to me exactly how they got the cigarettes into the you know, to the jail, I was like, nah, I'm cool on smoking, bro. And you know, for those that don't know, he snuck it in one of his cavities or whatever. And yeah, I'm not smoking no ass cigarette. So
Yeah. That was the true meaning of a butt.
no, for sure.
Yeah, you were about to smoke a butt for real, Nietzsche.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool.
Yeah, you was about to have a butt for
Cool.
real, bro.
So getting you know, you graduated from college or whatever, getting to working in psych. I always wanted the difference. What is the difference between psychology and psychiatry?
The basic difference: psychiatrists prescribe drugs, have the ability to prescribe drugs. Psychologists typically don't have that ability. Yeah.
So, the chair that we all see in the movies, where the person lays back and tells their story, there is an art to that.
There's definitely an art to that, and that's formally known as psychotherapy or talk therapy.
Okay.
You know, so the movies, that's not real. You know? Ain't nobody got the little swatch in front of you.
Yeah,
They ain't doing all that.
You're getting very sleepy.
Yeah, very sleepy. Now hypnosis is real.
Yeah,
you know
okay.
Yeah, that's real. Yeah, that's real. We ain't doing no sunken place type of stuff.
Okay.
But hypnosis is definitely real.
Yeah.
But as far as psychology, psychotherapy, man, it's just different theories, different models, that each therapist will go to. A lot of people may like group therapy. A lot of people like individual sessions. People like psychodrama. People may do journaling. So whatever methodology that particular therapist feel like is applicable to that particular client. And so that was one of the reasons why I kind of got out the field as well, too, though. Because when you working for these different institutions, you doing just that, working for them. So you may not be able to do your thing. You know what I mean? It could be about the numbers. Like, hey, you can't spend this much time with these clients. It's a business. You know what I mean? So all that cookie cutter, your treatment plan look like her treatment plan. Her treatment plan look like his treatment plan. Like, you know what I'm saying? No,
Exactly. So
I couldn't do that. So I eventually had to let that go.
Why do you think mental health is such a neglected thing in the black community, especially with men?
Because of the stigma that come with it, right? So you got to think about your family of origin. Every black family, for the most part, got the same thing. What go on in this house would stay in this house. You know what I mean? Like you grow up here and there. You don't talk about your business outside this house. For sure. So that was the number one rule. What go on in this house, stay in this house. And then number two, therapy, doctors, psychologists, mental health professionals. Typically, we didn't see that type of stuff in our community until somebody done went to jail. Till, you know what I'm saying? Till it was some type of domestic violence or, your uncle in rehab. So again, that's another negative connotation. Oh, we don't see this. This is an after the fact thing. It's punitive. Oh, you got to go see a counselor because you in trouble. Oh, you got to go see a doctor because you did. So, and again, in our neighborhood, not really a healthy thing. And then last, but certainly not least, man, we got egos. You know what I mean? And men, we not only are we not going to see a therapist, we ain't going to see the MD. We ain't going to see the medical doctor. We gonna take some Robitussin or smoke some, drink some. You know what I'm saying? We gonna self-medicate. Man, you damn near dead by the time you get, and it's sad too, brother. I learned this statistic a few years ago that black women, brother, have a genetic predisposition that allows them, watch this, to get breast cancer less than any other race of women.
Wow.
And they don't know what that is. African American women get breast cancer less than other races of women, but they die more from it. That seems like an oxymoron, right? Get it less, but die more.
And what do you think is the cause of that?
Because by the time the black woman make it to the doctor, she's so far along in the stages of cancer, whereas other races of women
catch it early.
Come on, man, they catch it early. They go to the doctor. They get pre-screens. You know what I mean? They on top of their health, and that's financial too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got to take that into consideration too. That's financial. So do I spend my money on this light bill? Do I spend this money on food for the kids? Do I spend this money on this, or do I give it to the doctor when I really feel like, this is something I can take care of on my own? You know what I mean? And so I think finance.
Pop a perk, leave it alone.
Man, come on, you know what I mean? Yeah, I feel like I think that's the main issue with it.
Do you think everyone needs therapy?
Absolutely. How can you not? Dude, think about this. PTSD. If you black and in America, how can you not have PTSD? We got to have a dual consciousness about everything. Man, if I pull out of here tonight and them blue lights, right? I'm in Atlanta. I think I'm in Atlanta. What else city I'm in?
Yeah, we in Atlanta.
We're in Atlanta. Okay. So I pull out of here tonight. Them blue lights get behind me. Man, that's a situation. Think about that, man. I got to look at who I'm with. And, man, we got to kind of, man, you straight. Man, is my seatbelt on? I got to kind of scratch my head. Yeah. Man, let me go ahead and let my window down. Let me put my hands outside. Why? Because this traffic stop not normal for a black person. I can end up literally losing my life. But if I'm a white boy, Man, that man is annoying me when he pulled me. Oh, you know what I mean? Man, my attitude different. And man, when he walk up to my window, I'm like, what? Damn it, Philip.
Yeah.
You know, I'm on my way to dinner. What the fuck you pulling me over, man? Get your goddamn lieutenant out here, man. You know, and nothing said. I can't say that as a black man. No. You reading about me tomorrow. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You're reading about me. So that's stressful. That's stressful. If I'm a white man, I can walk into the bank tomorrow morning and ask for a loan, line of credit, just some advice. Yeah. And they're going to take their time to do that. I walk in there as a black man tomorrow, man, I got to make sure I done put my shirt in town. I got to try to look my best. I got to play the game. I got to play the game. I might have a 750 credit score. I still got to make sure I don't come off intimidating. Yeah. I got to have an entry plan, an exit plan, and, you know, a purpose for the money.
10 times more than your white counterparts.
Come on. That's stressful. So how can we not need therapy when the slightest transaction takes 10 times more?
This episode is being brought to you by Engorge Rejuvenation Tea, promoting erections, improving stamina, promotes endurance, increases size, and boosts libido. If you really want to give her that pressure, make sure you go to engorge.com today. EN-GORGE.com. Official sponsor of the Ugly Money Podcast. All natural male supplement.
100 times more. How do you get into school? How do you get the good job? How do you get promoted? How do you move into this particular neighborhood? Hell, just going to the dealership, just something as simple as going to look for a car is a different experience between the races, brother. That's stressful.
Facts. Now, like I've had several friends in my past, especially in the military, and in just living life that have taken their lives.
Right.
And you know, I guess if you never suffer from it, you don't exactly understand it. Because I never did. I never could understand why someone would want to take their life.
Right.
And but you know, when I lost someone close to me,
yeah,
because I was talking to him like 2 days before.
Right.
He seemed like he was fine. I could not tell.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And so I was like, what can be done to talk someone down off of that ledge?
Really, it's not a talking. It's really more of a listening. Black men in particular, we cry different. We cry. It's almost like a dog whistle. You know what I'm saying? I saw your mans out there with that cane corso,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
So if you blow a dog whistle, man, that cane corso, his ears finna stand up, right? Exactly. He finna look. We ain't gonna hear nothing because it's on a frequency that only that dog can hear. It's the same thing for black men, brother. We cry on a different frequency, man. It might not be no tear on our cheek crying, but man, when you go pick up that heater, you see what I'm saying? That burner, that's crying. You know what I mean? When you robbing, raping, pillaging, when you can look at a brother, I don't even know, dude, and just automatically, man, what you looking at me for? Man, why you staring at me? But I ain't gonna do that white boy like that.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? That white boy, I might look out from him. You see what I mean? So that's stress. And when you say, how would you talk your friend down out the ledge? 9 times out of 10, you don't even know he on a ledge.
Exactly.
Because he probably looks strong. His work ethic probably was still good. He getting up every morning, going to work. He still cutting the grass. But on the inside, he tore up. On the inside, he don't know which way is up. And it would almost be Mars lining up with Venus for that man to sit down and just really tell you and say, hey, man, I know I just pulled up in this Bentley. Man, I know I got these Gators on, these Jordans on, this Rolex on. But I'm unhappy, Nietzsche. Wow. I'm mad, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm 40 years old, and I still don't know who my dad is. Man, I go home every day, man. I got all this. Everybody love me in the street, but my wife disrespectful. Everybody else telling me thank you. Everybody else telling me I'm great. Everybody else telling me I'm walking on water, glowing in the dark. But the people closest to me don't think shit about me. Like my family, I'm still Jer. I'm still Lil Jer. It's hard for them to say Dr. Bobo. I got 2 books. I'm on TV. I'm in magazines and newspaper articles. But if I show up to Thanksgiving dinner, they not talking about my accolades of today. They talking about, I remember when you pissed in the bed, but you were fine. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, silly shit like that.
Never want you to see you grow.
Never want to see you grow.
That's crazy, man. Hey, man. Let's talk Memphis for a second, man. Let's talk Memphis, man. A lot of artists are having a lot of success.
Yeah, for sure.
Memphis is having a run. You know, we laugh and joke, me and my Memphis friends, about which city is harder, the Atlanta or Memphis.
Okay.
And you know, they've had a lot of success, but as of recently, we lost Dolph.
Yeah, for sure.
And he was lost in Memphis. Talk to me about like impact of that, as far as in the city when you heard the news.
Man, I mean, it was literally a day of mourning. I mean, like the whole city was in shock. You know, even people that may not even necessarily have liked Dolph. You know what I mean? People that may not necessarily been a fan was still in awe and shock. You know, that this man died while getting some cookies in his neighborhood. You know, he, like you said earlier about me, man, huge philanthropist. You know what I mean? This guy, man, come on, man. This guy took care of tens of thousands of folks, everything from turkeys to bikes to real estate to, you know, stuff that he just didn't even let the public know that he did. You know what I mean? And to return back to a place that you feel comfortable enough. I mean, because think about it, he had no security or nothing with him, you know what I mean? And so, you know, to be in a place where you feel comfortable enough to, hey, I'm just going to go get me some cookies, and your wife, your kids, your family, your friends, your fans never see you again. And, man, that's not an isolated incident, though. Think about how many rappers die in their community, in their hood. So then that's where that catch-22 shit come in there, right? Because what we always saying, man, give back, give back, give back. Damn, you know, so what, you got to give back from a distance?
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? I got to give back from a distance, because if I physically
Exactly.
return to give back,
You're going to try to off me.
Come on, you're going to off me. There's a large percentage rate that says I'm not going to return back by trying to give back.
Yeah, and you know, when you look at the numbers, I mean, it's almost like can you blame them? Can you blame them for getting out the hood and never coming back? Yeah. When, you know, sometimes in the same hood, you know, the same place that you got your start is the place that seems like it might hate you the most.
Yeah, I mean, because, I mean, that's real. I mean, think about it, you know what I'm saying? The same little kid that you play hopscotch with, or, you know, catch a girl, get a girl, whatever, you know, he's still stuck. He's still in the mud, so to speak, you know, and you come back, you shine, and you doing this, you doing that. So, again, it goes back to, man, what I call, again, that idiosyncratic decision, like, what's in my heart? What's really going on with me? Because I also have a problem with a rapper, a ball player, an entertainer making it, getting 6 figures, 7 figures, multiple 7 figures, and you in the hood not giving back, but you in the hood doing dumb shit, shooting dice.
Yeah.
Riding around in a stolen car. With what, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, what? I thought that's why you was hustling. I thought that's why you was shooting the 3. I thought that's why you got on the mic to leave that dumb shit alone.
You work hard. You work all your life to get out of the hood.
And go back and play with it.
Just to go right back.
Yeah, nah, I ain't
like,
with that.
Like you didn't remember the real things that went on.
Right.
There. You know
right.
What I'm saying? Do you think Dolph's passing divided the city at any kind of?
Not, you know, I ain't in it like that. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I mean? I'm in my lane. You know, I'm in that culture.
Yes,
you
sir.
know what I'm saying? I work to get out the subculture, street life. Nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean? Just not my forte anymore. From my view, I'm going to say no. I didn't see a real difference, but you know, my boots ain't on the ground like that either. You know what I mean? So, but from a high vantage point, I don't see it. You know what I mean? And that's almost the sad thing about us too. That go back to that trauma we was talking about earlier. Yeah, I mean, we mourn the man, but you know, let's keep it real. You know, about 14, 21 days.
That's crazy. Yeah.
We back to on that BS, you know what I mean? We back on that. Yeah, you know, hey, we cried for a minute, you know, went and visited the little cookie shop for a minute, you know, you played the music for a minute. But about 3 weeks, you know, back to normal. Business as usual.
3 weeks later, someone else passes.
Boom.
And you know, we just had a tragic situation with Takeoff passing. You know what I'm saying? And I remember you said earlier, you know, it's like was rolling that dice, playing that dice. Yeah. Like when you get to a certain point in your life, when is it time to start moving differently?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it makes me think like, well, what y'all roll the dice for? Y'all millionaires, you know what I'm saying? Or at least in an unsafe place. And given we don't know the whole ins and outs and everything.
Right,
you know
right, for sure.
You know what I mean? But you know, someone's dead because of it. So at the end of the day, we you gotta act your age and your salaries, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. For sure.
You know what I mean? R.I.P. Takeoff, man. Long live Takeoff. Long live Dolph, man. Dolph was actually my first major feature when I used to rap.
Wow, okay.
I was signed with 8 Ball and MJG, man. Shouts out to Push, and they got Dolph on my record, man. He was a real cool, real humble dude, man. So sad, man. But let's move on to lighter notes.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about Storm, man. My brother Money Crazy Storm, man. And I'm gonna tell you, I know this is your interview, but I gotta
man,
give my brother,
baby. I'm here
I gotta
with
give my
family.
brother his flowers, man, because I've seen. From the time that I've known him, I've seen growth.
Yeah.
I've seen maturity. I've seen change. And I feel that his mentality is right to become successful.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we must humble ourselves to understand what we need to do and where we need to go to really go get it.
For sure.
You feel what I'm saying? And I've seen him change his direction and change his mentality or whatever over the years. Let's talk about like that change in that young man.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's like I used to tell him early on, because you can bake a pie don't mean you're supposed to own a bakery.
Come on.
You know what I mean? Them two different things, cooking a pie in your kitchen and trying to cook 100 of those pies. You know what I mean? But, you know, that's my son. I know he got a talent, you know what I mean? A real talent,
sure.
you know what I mean? I'm going to be his hardest critic. So,
Yes, sir.
you know, if I'm saying it's bumping,
Yes, sir.
it's really bumping.
No, it is.
You know, so we helped do his dream, you know, which is part of what I want to talk to you about, you know what I mean, on the show. So we seeing the rappers, right? We seeing up-and-coming rappers trapping, right, doing whatever to get that studio time, right, to get that bling, to get, you know, I call it a uniform, you know, let's just keep it real. You got to have a uniform
Exactly.
in the rap game, you know what I mean? But I'm watching them lose their life over the uniform, you know what I mean? I'm watching them get incarcerated over the uniform or trying to forward their studio time. So I was telling my son, I was like, nah, we're going to do it different. He like, how we going to do it different, Pop? Like, first thing I'm going to do is fix your credit.
That is.
Yeah, he ain't get it. You know, he was like, what credit got to do with my career? Son, a lot. But they, you know, we weren't connecting the dots like that, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm like, son, we're going to use that to fund the studio time, fund the video shoots, fund the apparel, fund getting the logo made and all the other stuff that come with this,
Yes,
right? So now you ain't got to be out there trying to flip no birds, move no sack, you know what I'm saying, move them pills, blah, blah, blah. No, we going to fund it. And so, man, actually open them up a whole studio, you know what I mean? You
Yes,
came
sir.
and graced us with your presence, man.
Shouts out,
Shit,
shouts
man, a
out.
few hundred people there, you
Yes,
know what
sir.
I'm saying?
It's lit.
Lovely. First time I was a part of something like that, I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, this shit real, for
Yeah,
real,
yeah, for
you know?
sure, for
Yeah, so, you know, we
I
got
love
them.
Memphis and Memphis love me,
Man,
goddamn.
for real. Shout out to Ugly Money.
Always love every time I can make it out there.
Yeah, for sure, man. So, you know, we built them hype house, you know what I mean? First black owned feature of that magnitude, not just in the city, in the whole state.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? He was able to get that done in his 20s. You know what I'm saying? By collaborating with his father, you know. And so that's
hard.
another thing we want to talk about. You know what I mean? You know, your friend committed suicide. Man, we gotta get these relationships. You know what I mean? Got to get these relationships. So, you know, luckily I was able to connect with my son. You know, do some great things. Like you said, he's still above the ground. I'm still above the ground. We both free. You know, so we doing our thing. But, you know, I want to tell your audience, you know, everybody out there listening, man, you got to get that credit right. You know what I'm saying? Cash is king, but credit is king. Come
For sure.
Yeah, so, you know what I'm saying? It'll get you in that studio. It'll get you on them shows.
You know, the beautiful thing about now, at least 2022, 2023, the information is available. The internet has made where the information once was, we didn't know, we didn't understand it.
Right.
You know, because I grew up, we was thinking that we need to cash out on everything. I'm paying this paid off. That was something. That was,
I got
that was
the
something
title.
to flex. Yeah,
I got the title.
I paid it. This pay. All my cars paid for. And then as an adult, I'm learning, Like, nah, you don't want them cars paid for just yet, sir. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what you mean? Don't pay it out? Nah, bro. You want to make sure, let's talk about that. Just the importance of credit and how, and we don't got to go in depth, but how we can give them some game on how to get those credit scores up and what it can do for them.
Man, for sure. It's like when you feel that, man. That ain't plastic. That ain't plastic. Right? That's that metal. That's that metal.
That thing got some weight on it.
That's that plastic, man.
Yes, sir.
And if you notice, these don't just have my name on them.
Mm-hmm.
They got businesses, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you got American Express, and I ain't even know General Motors had a credit. I thought General Motors was just cars, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
They got their own MasterCard, Platinum joints. I'm from Memphis. I got the Platinum Grizzly joint, right? So these not to go and on vacation, right? It's not to get no rims. It's not to go get the ice, right? These is if you wanted an Airbnb. If you want to go get you a couple cars and throw them on Turo. If you want to get you some studio time, a coach, a mentor, hire you for some consulting, right? Okay, I ain't got it in my pocket, but I got it on that plastic.
Yes, sir.
Right? And so that's what I'm trying to get everybody to understand, man. You can chase your dream or you can live your dream. Which one? You can chase your dream or live your dream. I'm saying credit will allow you. Come on, man. If you're chasing them, it's running.
That mean running from me. Yeah, I want to chase.
That's why I hate hearing people say, man, I'm chasing the bag. I'm chasing the bag. Why? That means it's running from me.
It's running from me.
Something not right with that psychology,
yes,
right?
Sir. Yes, sir.
So when we get this credit, right, now we can go into the, I ain't gonna call these banks because they don't pay me, but shout out to me, I can call their name if they want to pay me. But we can go into these banks and now we can sit at that table, Nietzsche, and get that line of credit, right? We can get these loans, again, not to go shopping, not to go look good, but to actually do good.
Feel fund.
Yeah, come on. It'll fund, right? It'll fund the dream. And again, jobs, they say they scarce, but they not. I mean, come on, man. Everybody hire. I went to a restaurant the other day. I couldn't even eat because they ain't got no staff, right? Everybody hire. But Johnny may not want to be in no waiting tables. You know what I mean? He may not want to be washing the car. That's cool. He focused on his rap career. I understand that. But to what degree? Because, again, if you out here robbing, raping, pillaging, trying to flip that sack for the rap career, what's the odds of you living that dream? And it's my understanding that if a record label want to sign you, that's an investment. Do they really want to sign you and you playing penitentiary games?
No.
They're not trying to invest no money in you. You not out here right to deliver, right? So get the credit right, and you damn near can sign yourself.
I like that.
Right? Get your credit right and sign yourself.
Well, all a record deal is a loan.
Say it one more time. Say it one. Because see, I'm not in the industry like this. So I don't know what I'm saying when I say that. Can you say it from somebody that's well respected? Say that one more time.
All a record deal is a loan with a marketing plan, and understand that loan is a terrible loan. It's a terrible loan because if we go to the bank today and get $100,000 loan, and we say we're going to open up a restaurant, right? Right. All right, boom. After 3 or 5 years, we pay that loan off. Guess what? We own our restaurant.
Yeah, that's that. That's
now,
done.
A record deal is different. They gonna give you $100,000 loan. You have to pay them $250,000 back, and guess what? At the end of that time, after you done pay them back, they own the business, and they'll give you a percentage. So this is really gems that you're talking about. Like even my company, we still independent because of these facts of matter. It's just waking up to, like we could just go get a loan and get the same things that that these folks is offering or whatever. But a lot of times, unfortunately, we either ignorant to it or we neglect the fact of going to get the knowledge to go get it. Yeah.
So and you mentioned something earlier. You said that the knowledge is on the internet. And it is, brother, but it's so much knowledge too, though, right?
Sir.
You can be inundated with it.
It can be extremely confusing.
It can be extremely confusing. Then you got a lot of scamming type of stuff going on. So you got some unscrupulous cats that's telling you how to go get this bread, right? He telling you the truth. You really could go get it that way, but what he ain't telling you is that's also a charge.
Yeah.
You know, you playing federal games with this bank money. Now we back to them penitentiary games again, right? So now that bank to put this money in your account, now you got wire fraud. You know what I'm saying? All this kind of stuff, man. You know, so get a legitimate, you know what I'm saying, a legitimate coach, a legitimate mentor, such as myself. Can't think of nobody better than me. But there's walking this line. I ain't got no Google number, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a 7-figure dude, but you can still call me.
Yes, sir.
You can still text me. I ain't got no assistant. It ain't that I can't afford one.
After this interview drop, you might need one.
I might need one. You know what I mean? But up until this point,
yes, sir.
You know, I don't have no Google numbers and all this stuff. No, my clients call me directly. You know what I mean? I don't work bankers hours. You know what I mean? If I need to walk into the bank with you, you know, we're gonna make that happen. If I need
let's definitely talk and weigh in on exactly what you can do and what the services that you do provide now.
So I do personal coaching, life coaching, right? So faith, family, finance, fitness, focus. Man, a few months back, man, I was down there 300 pounds. You know what I mean? I ain't but 5'11". So, you know, I'm making a lot of money and probably ain't gonna be around to spend it. You know what I mean? So like, no. So wealth, right? What's the difference between being wealthy and rich? Rich is just having the trappings of success, the cars, the jewelry, the clothes. Wealth is holistic. I got the cars, the clothes, the jewelry, but I also got my health. I'm gonna be around, right, to see my grandchildren, you know, to see the businesses flourish. But, you know, so that's my main forte is the personal coaching. And then I do business coaching, you know. So sometimes people, they may go out and get an LLC, right? They may have an EIN number, but they really don't know what to do with it after they get that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna help them expand their brand, how to scale a business. Or maybe my business up and functioning, but I kind of feel like I done hit that glass ceiling. You know, I'm at 100,000, but I've been at 100,000 for 5 years. How do I get to that $250,000 mark? How do I get to that $500,000 mark? How do I get that meal ticket? I can help them do that. Personal credit, right? Definitely gonna get you in the 700 club. You know, if your credit score start with a 4, 5, or a 6, you need to get with me. Come on. You know, 7 is where life started to happen. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, I got a story about that too. I got a story about that. Listen, last year I am trying to buy 21 Savage's old house.
Okay.
So I think the house was listed at 2.1. And so, you know, I'm like, yeah, you know, they said whatever, you know, I never really paid attention to my credit.
Yeah.
You know, I was always
been cash heavy.
I'm gonna get the bag. I'm gonna get the bag and then, you know, stash the bag. And I was like, you know, after a while, I'm like, okay, I got enough where I can go do something. When I put my business out there. But you know, so I go and I try to solicit a realtor to do this, you know, to go get this house and or whatever. And I ran into credit. I ran into credit, and she was like, well, you know, we need a cash buyer. And I'm like, what is that? And, you know, and she explained it to me, and I was like, well, I got 20% of that. She was like, no, but you're going to have 20% of that and some credit. And so I was unable to get the house, you know what I'm saying, because of my credit score was so low then. And so, you know, I did some things and, you know, over the past 2 years to build that up. And it was crazy because it was the fact of the matter is they was like, you know, Nietzsche, you don't have bad credit.
You don't have any credit.
No credit.
Yeah, you don't have any credit.
And that thing said 300 something.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's like, all you got is an old cell phone bill on this thing.
Man, you got a cricket bill on your...
Because our mentality back then was, I'm paying for it cash. I got the Hellcat paid for it. Da, da, da.
Charge or pay.
Yeah. And so, you know, I started that process of building my credit. And, you know, Lord willing, man, I'll close in January.
Come on, man. Shout out.
Not on that house, but goddamn in a bigger house.
And some bigger houses, yeah, for sure.
So, once again, like, because I have a lot of entertainers, I have a lot of rappers, I have a lot of artists that watch this show.
Yeah.
What can your coaching do for them?
Man, it can do a hell of a lot for them. You know what I mean? So let's kind of reverse engineer it.
Yes, sir.
So first, let's work with their credit, right? And then we can build business credit. That's what I was telling you earlier. These cards don't just say my name. These business credit cards, right? So how many businesses can you have in America? As many as you want.
Crazy.
Right? As many as you want. So what I want to do for the rappers and the entertainers, they are a business. They are a commodity. They got to start capitalizing off themselves instead of letting everybody else capitalize off them.
Talk about
right? So let's monetize their name. right? Let's get them set up properly. Let's get them some Dun and Brad numbers. Let's get them some EIN numbers. Let's get them these sole proprietorships or these LLCs. You know what I'm saying? Whatever for their particular situation. We're gonna figure that out. We're gonna consult with them about that. Now they're getting these kind of cars, $25,000 limits, $50,000 limits. Man, if I get you 5 $20,000 cars, that's 6 figures.
Come on.
We can't launch your career with 6 figures?
Yes, we can.
We can do that, right?
Because you come to Ugly Money and I'm going to get a check for you. You know what I mean?
Done, right? And then we're going to also, let's think about the stress of it, man. Because I know when I was broke, reaching in my pocket, feeling numb by my leg, I ain't had no whole lot of friends. Man, when that bread came, when I started jumping in them whips and the cars and taking trips, now everybody is a friend.
Of course.
Right? That's stressful. That's stressful. So I want to help them with their coaching, bro. I want to help them with the mental piece of this game, right? Because like you said earlier, the information. So I go to this gym, right? Go to a couple different gyms. But I was in the steam room and the sauna room, right?
Okay.
2 different things. So they call it a executive workout, switching from one room to the next. So I'm in the steam room, and there's some young brothers in there. And I look young, man, but, I'm up there for real. You know, I just take care of myself and got bread, right?
Yes, sir.
But it's these young cats, man. They probably in their 20s, you know what I'm saying? They in the steam room, and ironically, they talking about takeoff, right?
Okay, yeah.
Man, take off this, and Jay Prince dead, and woo-woo. I'm hearing and I'm not hearing. So my time will go off. It's time for me to shoot to the other room. It's some older white cats in there. They was talking about the NASDAQ. Amazon stock gonna shoot up, and coal and fuel and Elon Musk. So I was like, And I attributed though right then. I said, well, that's cause they 60.
Yeah.
Go back to my other room. A different set
Okay.
of young African American brothers in there. They talking about the latest basketball stats or whatever. You know what I mean? Something, whatever the latest trending entertainment thing is.
Yes, sir.
My time will go out. I got to shoot back to the other room. Some younger Caucasian cats in there, and them boys in there talking about they stock. Then they're talking about they stock and penny stocks and some called Reddit. You know what I'm saying? They were kind of putting me up on some guy. I'm like, what they say? Oh yeah, man, about the GameStop stock, man. I made 200,000 in 20 minutes, and yeah, we in this group, WhatsApp. We got a WhatsApp group and this and that. They talking about they making money. They don't even know each other, bro. They just you know somebody that put you in a damn chat. And you follow the instructions of the chat, you just made 6 figures. Now, is there anything wrong talking about takeoff? No, there's nothing inherently wrong. You know what I'm saying? Discussing takeoff. There's nothing inherently wrong talking about LeBron and his ring.
For sure.
My question is, what are you doing for yourself to get the ring? The championship ring? Do we keep talking about the next man ring? Or do we do some things so that we get the ring and bring the trophy home for our families? And that's where I want to come in at. I feel like I can bridge that gap, right? I feel like between, hey, my son being a rapper, my son being a reformed street dude,
Yes, sir.
me almost, you know what I'm saying, getting behind them bars,
Yes,
but,
sir.
Being able to straighten up in time, I believe that I can bridge that gap where, hey, look, I'm going to be a liaison. I know you don't know how to go in here and talk to these folks at this bank. I know you probably don't feel comfortable talking to certain type of people. I'll be your mouthpiece. But in the meantime, I'm going to train you, though.
Yes, sir.
Because I want you to know what I know. I'm not trying to leech off you. You see what I mean? I want you to eventually be able to cut strings with me, but
sir.
in a good way.
Yes,
Say,
sir.
hey, I like you, I love you, but I now
Take the
know
training
what you
wheels
know.
off.
Yeah, I trained you up.
I think it's an amazing thing to see Storm, who may be a felon,
Man,
become a
2-3
business,
time fella.
become a business owner. You feel what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
And if anybody has followed your story and followed his story, and if you have researched after looking at this, that is powerful.
Yeah, for
you feel
sure.
what I'm saying?
For sure.
Because when a brother gets out of that penitentiary, a lot of people ain't trying to give him a chance.
For sure.
You feel what I'm saying?
And they wasn't giving them a chance.
For
And that's
sure.
what I was telling him. I'm like, you can't sit around and cry about this, son. How do you create your future? By creating your future. And then he got a little program we both working on called Mom, music over murder.
Okay.
Yeah, music over murder. You know, so because we can't keep denying the fact, brother, that we dying out here like flies. And then on a statistical basis, 1 out of every 3 black males between 18 and 25 on parole, probation, or in the penitentiary. 1 out of 3. That's crazy.
Yeah. And so the crazy value that I see in your platform is the fact that you can take a felon, a guy that is been counted out, and nobody wants to give a shot, and you can turn him into an owner.
Man, for sure.
And I think that's why everybody in my audience needs to go see the doctor.
Man, I got you. I'm the choice of a new generation for real.
This episode is being brought to you by Engorge Rejuvenation Tea. It promotes erections, improves stamina, promotes endurance, increases size, and boosts libido. So if you need a little oomph, if you need that extra pressure, by all means, go to engorge.com. That's EN-J. I spelled that wrong, but EN-GORGE.com to pick yours up today. Official sponsor of the Ugly Money Pod. You're doing very good, by the way. It's that ugly money. So,
And man, and the stories are countless, Nietzsche. I've taken young ladies, man, that's in that strip club. You know what I mean? That ain't no easy game. You know what I'm saying? That shit look fun. You know what I'm saying? Man, ain't nothing easy about being in there, man. And I've taken them. They tired. You know what I'm saying? They like, I'm tired of being treated like this. I'm tired of these late nights, early mornings, da-da-da-da.
Yes, sir.
I'm making a lot of money, right? In a lot of cases, I'm making a lot of money, but I'm spending a lot of money. Ain't no 401k in this. Ain't no retirement plan in this. I do want to go get a house, but I can't show my income. I don't have a credit score. You see what I mean? So I'm taking them and doing it. And then a lot of times they have talents. They have talents, man. They can sing. They can do hair. They can do nails. They're artists. They real Picassos.
Wow.
Man, let's bring that out.
Yes,
let's
sir.
work on your credit. Let's fund your career. And let's open up a salon. Let's open up a daycare.
On,
Let's
Queens.
open up a hair shop. You know what I mean? And again, nothing against the stripper life. But
No, we
there's
love
nobody.
y'all. We love
We love you. Man, I'm in Atlanta. I'm going tonight. Somewhere. We're going tonight. Somewhere. Love it. However, when you get through loving it and you want to do something else, right? Let's just call it growing up.
Exactly.
Right? When I'm ready to grow up, when I'm ready to do some mature things, I'm ready to know what my FICO score is, my Beacon score, my empirical score. I'm really ready to understand what an EIN number is. I'm really ready to understand what a Dun and Brad number is. I heard them say get an LLC, but I don't even know what LLC stands for. Everybody got one, but for $1,000, they can't tell you what LLC stand for. So let me help y'all out right now. Limited liability corporation, so y'all ain't got to Google it and say he right. But,
Yes,
limited liability corporation or limited liability partnership, right?
Yes, sir.
And so, again, whether we're a felon, whether we're a stripper, hey, I could just be a college student, but my parents never told me anything about finances. I can help you, And, man, I had a guy once ask me, say, would you rather have $100,000 or an 800 credit score?
Easy question.
Easy choice.
Easy
Easy
question.
choice. Yeah, I'm gonna take the 800.
Yes, sir.
All day.
Yes, sir.
All day. Cause with an 800 credit score, I'm definitely gonna have way more than $100,000.
Have whatever you want.
And whatever you want, right? and it's beautiful, man, to go into a car lot and sign and no money down. You know what I mean? It's beautiful to be able to sit in front of the computer and American Express, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, Barclays, whomever, send you a piece of plastic in the mail. A piece of plastic in the mail for 50 grand, 25 grand. But again, we ain't going to the Bahamas. We're going to the print shop.
There it is.
We're going to the studio.
And the print shop becomes profitable enough to take you to the Bahamas, Jim.
Come on, say it one more time.
Come on now, you know what I'm saying?
The formula is very simple.
Yeah.
Cash, asset, cash. Take your cash and purchase an asset. What's an asset? Anything that put money in your pocket. Anything that put money in your pocket. Take your cash, purchase an asset. The asset's gonna give you more cash, right? So I wanted an Audi truck. I think that truck was like 90-something thousand, exclusive joint. But then right around the same time, my mans come up and be like, hey, I got an opportunity for you to get an Amazon and do something with some box trucks. The same 100-something thousand I was about to spend on one damn Audi truck, I was able to get a few box trucks that still pay me to this day.
Amen.
And they paid for the Audi truck.
Amen.
So you see, cash,
Amen.
asset, cash. If I had done it the other way around, I have a pretty damn liability. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
No
for sure.
damn money come in. Truck look good as hell
Yeah.
until that note roll around on it or whatever. You know what I mean?
Insurance.
And man, come on, man. That insurance something. And y'all, please get some insurance for y'all. In my please, it's little simple things like that. And you think about that. You went and got a pretty car, and then get insurance. And something like that can change your whole life, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Just something as simple as being in a car wreck and not having insurance. Maybe you done kill somebody, maim somebody, or just yourself. You know what I mean? So not only do you have that financial responsibility in Tennessee, I don't know if y'all got this in Georgia, but in Tennessee, man, you got to have insurance.
Oh, yeah,
it's
you gotta
illegal. You got to have it here too? Okay. Oh, it's illegal to be driving down the street without insurance. So we got to do that little simple stuff. You going to go get a steak dinner, but not have insurance? But you got insurance on your iPhone, but not your car. Like, make it make sense.
Hey, man, we look, ladies and gentlemen, y'all need to go see the doctor.
Man.
Brother, before we get out of here, man, please let them know where they can find you at, where they can follow you at, where they can tap in and hire you, if anything, or consult with you, if anything.
Probably the simplest way, man. Everybody keep their cell phone in their hand. You know what I mean? Just go to your cell phone and send a text message. Just text the word READY, READY, to 71441. Just text the word READY. No special characters, nothing like that. READY to 71441. And automated message gonna shoot to their phone. It's gonna shoot to my phone. I know that they did it, and I'm gonna call them back. Gonna schedule that appointment. Yeah, we can jump on Zoom, man. Jump on the conference call.
I need every last rapper to text
Ready.
that number right now.
Ready.
So
to 71441.
Get y'all some money so y'all can come see me.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's
Cash,
do it.
asset,
Cash, baby. You know what it is. For sure.
Let them know to follow you at, man. I know you.
Man, I'm on all this stuff, but I really don't know how to do it, man. Dr. Jerry Bobo, man, they done got me on TikTok acting stupid, man. Big Doc on TikTok. Instagram, Dr. Jerry Bobo. Facebook, just Doc, DOC Bobo. Y'all know, you'll see the handsome face. You know.
There it is, brother. There it is, brother. I greatly appreciate the gems that you drop. It's definitely something that the audience should take heed to and continue to change lives, brother.
For sure. Thank you for all you do too, brother.
I think that we get our blessings from blessing others and being a blessing to others, and I think that's why, that revolving door, God keeps on blessing us, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And you one of those as well, man. Hey, man, look, this episode is being brought to you by Engorge Rejuvenation Tea. All natural male supplement, promotes erections, improves stamina, and promotes endurance, increases size, boosts libido. If you really want to put it down, you definitely want to go to engorge.com. That's en-gorge.com and get yours today. Or follow them on Instagram at engorgexl. All natural male supplement. And it worked good. You know what I'm saying?
He said work good. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Give me some of that when I leave.
You can follow me at Ugly Money Nietzsche. That's Ugly Money Niche. Remember, the bigger the dream, the bigger the risk, the bigger the payoff. This has been the Ugly Money Podcast with Dr. Jerry
Bobo in the